What's up, guys? Synthetic Division here. So, you remember the Supra Hex? She's been doing pretty good, but it's getting warmer here. We've had a bunch of 80-degree days, and I was just looking at the temps to kind of look at it. That voltage regulator is getting to 69C, so it's getting a little warmer. So, we're going to take this over to the bench. I was going to address possibly taking the heatsink off and just putting some new thermal paste on, but honestly, there's no reason to. At 44 or 45 degrees Celsius, the ASICs are fine. So let's see if we can do something about the voltage regulator. Try a few things. I've got a few things in mind. Let's go over to the bench and check it out real quick. Hang on a second. Okay, guys, so we're back. We're back at the bench here. So I had a few thoughts here. One of the things I wanted to do, I want to take these fans off real quick because I did order a new splitter. That's a three-way splitter this time. So it's like this. That's, three-way. The only downside is a couple of these are 3-pin, and I don't know if that means, it probably means that the fan speed won't adjust correctly, but that's okay because maybe we'll put the one that just spins full time up top and see if that helps. But let's get this off because I have an idea here about something. I want to test something actually. What I want to test is if the thermal glue is doing a better job than the thermal tape, because I have a sneaking suspicion that the glue might not be working the best. And so I've got some tape that we're going to change it out with. We get this off there. So right here on this heatsink is thermal glue, and I really don't care for thermal glue. I'm not a big fan of it, and so I think what we're going to do, let's go ahead and just pull this off the stand because we're going to have to get everything off there. But I think we're going to address that. I would like to leave this at its current hash rate during the summer if I can. They said we've gotten a few 80-degree days, and with that in mind, I was like, okay, let's keep an eye on temps on the miners. That way we just so we can. Ooh, we're getting dusty. Right on. Okay, so now this heatsink right here on the inductor coil is the one I put on, and then I put a couple here on the back. But I want to try to get this off, and I got to be super careful with that. So I might actually get our heat gun and use the heat gun to heat up that heatsink a little bit and see if maybe that will help. So let's plug this in right here. See if we can cause an electrical fire with all the shit I got plugged in right here. And hopefully this doesn't get too loud for you guys, but I'll keep it held away for me. So we're gonna aim it right here on this heatsink. Let's get it nice and toasty. Should be good. There we go. We got it. We got that off there, and now we can see if we can get some of this thermal paste or glue off. Yeah, it was pretty close to contact there. So I'm just going to use my thumbnail here and just scrape that off. And we're going to apply, hopefully I didn't hurt anything, but I didn't get it too hot. I got it just hot enough to basically get the heatsink off there, I didn't want to cook it, and it's not powered on either, so I'm just using my squints here. Sorry if I'm out of focus there. I'm not too concerned around the edges here. I'm more concerned about the mounting surface. And so let's get a pad and some alcohol and just kind of clean that up a little bit. If that doesn't work, I'll use some WD Specialized. I don't know if you've ever used that, but that's pretty solid stuff to get. It works really good for PCBs and stuff. It's almost like the CRC QD connector cleaner. So I'm going to reuse this heatsink because, I mean, this is a pretty stout heatsink, but I'm going to get the thermal glue off because I don't like the consistency of thermal glue. And yeah, I think the tape will be better. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to get this cleaned up really well, guys, and then we'll be right back. Okay, hang on a second here. Okay, so we're back. So I took my little grinding tool, and I'll show you. I work at a mechanic body shop, and so I have one of these guys. This is just like a really aggressive grit, and I cleaned off the anodizing so that we can get that aluminum straight on there, you know, bared aluminum. And this is double-sided thermal tape. Got it from Amazon, and then that's the company that sells it. Kind of neat. I've used it on a few other projects, but basically we're just going to use some of this on here, and it's perfectly the perfect width for it, if you can tell right there. So I'm gonna pause the video real quick because this stuff is really tough and I don't want to waste your time with me trying to fidget with it. So I'm gonna pause the video, get a piece put on here and put it back on there, and then we'll go hook it back up and let it warm up. So hang on a second. All right, guys, so we're in the storage room. We've got it all set up in here. We've knocked off a couple of degrees, about 2. So the other thing I was thinking about too, and I didn't really realize this until I actually experienced with the Zyber, is we might be saturating the area with too much heat. So I may move this one up here next to the hammer miner and the kind of oddball ones that I have, just to kind of get it away from being here saturating heat, because the Zyber was like heat dumping my power supplies. I didn't even realize it till I moved it. But I do want to try one more thing. We're going to go back over to the bench real quick. And I've got another fan this size that I want to make it like a self-contained unit, because the fan that's behind it is only it's a 120, but it's only running at half its power because it's on a USB hub. So I've got another 12-volt fan. We're going to try that 12-volt splitter and see if that helps. So hang on just a second. Okay, so real quick, guys, you remember I have this 2-pan, or this two wire splitter. We have a 3 here. Now, one thing you'll need to remember is you have to shave off half of this like alignment pin, and it's pretty easy to do. I like to take a razor knife and just, now this is where you got to be careful. So you got to be careful, super careful. So basically you're just going to try to cut it off like this. And do it away from yourself, not towards yourself. And you're just cleaning off the one edge real easily like that. And then that's really it. But be super careful. Don't go toward yourself. You never cut toward yourself. Always cut away from yourself. So let me pause it real quick. Again, I'm doing this because it's just kind of saving time. But I'm going to pause it. I'm going to get this set in there, and then I'll show you how I have it set in there. All right, guys. So here's this Jimmy rigged concoction. We've got 2 fan headers hanging off this side for the fan on the back, and this fan right here, or actually the top fan, and then this fan right here, and the other fan headers right there. So we basically just ran a wire across the bottom there, and instead of going out of the top and over the back, we went through the side here. And we're going to go hook it up, and I don't know if it's going to provide any better temps, but I'm also going to move it to that top shelf and get it away from the other devices so that we're not, getting a bunch of heat on there. These are kind of dusty, so I may have to go get my dust buster and nail these guys and get them all cleaned up. Been a month and a half, about a month since I've ran this, or that I've been running this. So anyways, we'll go set it up and we'll come back and see if we got any better results. Okay, guys, so we've moved it to the top shelf. Again, we took it out of this area. I have a feeling that being here wasn't helping it. There we go. We're looking pretty good. It's been cooking in for a minute. We're hashing right now at about 4.2 terahash is what I've been doing on this one. I did have it overclocked for a while, but as the summer's coming up, I need to monitor these and make sure that I'm not cooking them out. This room does get warmer in the summer. It's not quite temperature controlled, but it's close. One thing I wanted to mention and I think this is really important. As you're adding fans on the hub that's built into the Bitaxe or any type of miner, remember that it's going to increase the power draw. Okay, so if you're on a power supply like I am back here, see the big boy, if we can see it, right there's our power supply for that one. When you're on those, you're going to have to adjust the input voltage just a little bit. This one actually dipped to 12.8 with that other fan. So I just turned up the voltage just a little tiny bit to get it corrected. So we'll keep an eye on the Supra Hex and see how it's doing. We'll be doing a follow-up on a bunch of the miners that we have. We still haven't even talked about the GT801 yet. We have our Gamma Duo right here that has been doing really well, and I have it actually overclocked to 2.1 terahash, and it's been really good, super efficient. There were some bugs that I had problems with, and once I got those bugs solved out, it was pretty good. But as far as the Hex goes, I think that's kind of going to be its permanent setup. Is it janky? Absolutely. Was it cheap to upgrade it and kind of get it into a better spot? I think so. So we'll keep it up there. We'll keep it away from the bulk of the heat that comes from right here and here. And you got to remember, we got heat coming off of both of these sets, and then we've got our power supplies back here as well. This is the Gamma Duo's power supply, and there's 8 Bitaxes per power supply. I am looking for a better option as far as hooking them up, because stacking 8 of them on one power supply sucks. I seen that. I seen some posts on X about possibly setting up some bigger power supplies that'll support up to 20 or 22 or something like that, or 18. I don't know. It's a crazy number, but it looks cool. Anyways, guys, I figured that's it for now. My power supply for my Zyber 8 got lost in the mail, so I guess I'm just gonna have to buy a new one. I ordered a 600 watt so that we could overclock it, but it never showed. So. But that's it, guys. That's the Supra Hex. This is the one from Vimu. This is the one that's known for being problematic. I'm a month and 10 days in, and it's been pretty good. Obviously, with the summer heat, it's gotten a little warmer. So, anyways, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can see me on the Jellyfish Discord. I'm over there. I'm a staff member, and I've been helping out. And you know, a lot of people have been popping on asking about Bitaxe stuff, and I'm there to help if I can. So there's a link for it on my bio if you want to check that out. Also, the Jelly Miner game went to mainnet, so that's pretty sweet if you want to try that out too. Come on over to the Discord and check it out. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate you taking the time. Peace out.